So I want to talk to you about how to read your routine. First off, more than likely, you're going to have more than one worksheet, okay? And each worksheet represents a day that you're exercising. Now, for those of you who know Excel, you can have a spreadsheet, and then at the bottom there's several tabs that you can click on. That's what I mean by worksheet. Each one of those tabs is a worksheet. And so, for example, if I've given you a 3-day-a-week routine to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, one worksheet will be Monday, one will be Wednesday, one will be Friday. So you want to make sure you do the Monday on the Monday, the Wednesday on the Wednesday, the Friday on the Friday. Okay? When you're reading the routine, at the very top it says week of program, and it will indicate the weeks of your exercise, your overall exercise plan that you're doing this program in. So I usually break them down into 3-week chunks, with the 4th week being an offloading week. Okay? So week of program, for example, you're starting, it will say 1 to 3, and then it'll have the training day, Monday, right beneath it, or whatever day is your first day of the week. And when you're looking at your exercises, okay, I want you to pay very close attention to a few things. First off is the lettering system. So if I've given you a routine where you have a lettering system that looks like A1 for the first exercise, so let's say a hypothetical routine where A1 is a dumbbell squat, and then I have 2 exercises below that, B1 and B2, being a barbell bench press and a dumbbell bent row. And then C1 and C2 being Supermans and a plank. What this means is this. You have to complete all of A1 before you move on to B. And then you complete the B's before you move on to the C's. And here's how you do it. It tells you the number of sets you have to do, and the number of repetitions you have to do, and the rest period in between sets. So let's say I've given you 3 to 4 sets to do of 16 to 20 repetitions with a 30-second rest in between. That means that you do your first set and you do minimum 16 but no more than 20 repetitions. What that means is you have to make sure you're using enough weight that you can get to at least 16, but you actually physically can't do more than 20. So you really want to challenge yourself on these and make sure that you're not going too late. Excuse me. Then there's the lifting tempo. 2020. What does that mean? 2 is the amount of time that you're taking in the first part of the movement. 0, the second part. 2, the third part. 0, the fourth part. So for every lift, there's 4 parts. So for a squat, for example, the first 2 is the down portion. The second 0 is at the bottom. The third 2 is in the up portion, and the fourth 0 is at the top. That means you take 2 seconds to descend, don't rest at all at the bottom, 2 seconds to come back up, don't rest at the top. So you're going 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Same if you're doing a biceps curl, it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's what the tempo means. So when you're done all of the A's, you've done 3 or 4 sets of the A's, and you're recording lengthwise across your sheet. There's set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4, etc. You record this way so that the next week when you're doing this routine, you can record underneath it. Okay? So, and a typical routine will look like this, so I'll just show you what that means. Okay, you're recording this way. So your first set, you write the number of repetitions in that you did, and the weight that you used. Second set, number of repetitions, weight you used, etc. You do all 3 to 4 sets, and then you move on to the next 2 exercises, okay? B1, B2 in this example here. So B1, B2. You do those 2 exercises in tandem. You'll notice that there's no rest period after B1, and there's a 30-second rest after B2. So that means that you go right from B1 into B2. So in this case, example I'm using here is a barbell bench press and a dumbbell bent row. So you do the bench press and right away you go into the bent row. You do 16 to 20 repetitions of each, and then you rest 30 seconds, and then you do it again. And again, you record lengthwise across the sheet. Once you've done 3 to 4 sets of those, you can now move on to the C's, which in this case, this example, are Supermans and a plank. So again, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to follow the rest instructions. There's no rest after the Superman, so you do the Supermans, you do 16 to 20 reps, you go right into the plank, and I'm saying to try to do 2 minutes of planking. and then you rest for 30 seconds, and then you do it again. Okay? Now, there'll be instructions at the bottom of your routine to tell you what to do in the fourth week, because each training block is 4 weeks long. The fourth week is an offload week. That means that you're going to take it easy. You're going to let your whole body, your whole central nervous system recover. So you're going to lift weights according to the prescription in the routine, but you're going to do it at about 50% of what you were doing when you were working out in your working weeks. Okay? Only 50%. You're going easy. You don't want to tax your body here. You want it to recover. Okay? And so that's the exercises you do on one day. On a Monday, for example, when you go to the Wednesday routine, you follow the exercise prescription for the Wednesday. Okay? And remember, write your results down, because you can't manage what you don't measure. If you're not writing it down, you're not able to compare what you're doing this week to last week. And the idea is every week to try and add a little bit more weight. That's how you make gains. Okay? So if you did 20 pounds this week, you try to do 22 and a half the next week. You did 22 and a half that week, you try and do 25. You get what I'm saying? Small increments, but always try an increment. Okay? That's how to read your routine.